Hello guys, today I've got something truly special for you. This game is so god level that even Magnus Carlsen would jump out of his chair after seeing it. It's a masterpiece played between Akiba Rubinstein and George Rotelvi, held in Lords in year 1907. This isn't just chess, it's an art. The sacrifices in this game are absolutely insane and will blow your mind, so make sure to watch till the end. I am your host Bison. So game starts with d4, d5, knight to f3, which is known as Zucker-Trott variation, e6, e3, opening the diagonal for this light square bishop, and now comes c5. Now here white have multiple options like b3, preparing for bishop to b2, and here black can also bring his bishop on e2 and then go for castling, but here white decides to play c4, which is known as Krauss variation. Okay, now comes knight to c6, creating pressure on d4 pawn, and this setup is known as pseudo-terrace defense. After this, white develops his another knight to c3, creating pressure over the d5 pawn, and black also develops his another knight to f6. Now some takes happen, but guys, instead of capturing here, the better move for white is to continue the game with a3 or bishop to d3, which maintains the pressure as long as possibly creating some tension in the center. Okay, after this a3 by white, preparing for the move b4, a6, b4, attacking this bishop, bishop to d6, bishop to b2, and after this black castled. Okay, queen to d2 by white, but guys, this d2 square is not too good for the queen because it's restricting the activity of this queen. Instead of this, the better move for white is to capture on d5. It's because after this exchange, bishop to e2 and then go for castle, because now you can see that white all pieces become active and are getting ready to crush the black position. Okay, so in the actual game, after the move queen to d2, queen to e7, bishop to d3, here white is also preparing to castle, takes, bishop takes. Now black attacks the bishop by playing b5. Okay, bishop to d3, rook to d8, controlling the d file as well as creating some pressure on the queen after these bishop moves. That's why white slides his queen to e2. Okay, bishop to b7, and after this white castled short side. Black brings his knight to e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5. Okay, so from here black is threatening to take on h2 with the bishop with a check, and after king takes, queen to d8 check, and then after this black will capture his bishop back with a pawn up, and the best way to defend this position is to bring the rook on d1 by defending this bishop. But here white chooses the wrong way. He played f4. This is because after bishop to c7, now you can see that white defense is compromised after moving this pawn to f4. And you can also see that black two sniper bishops are directly targeting over the white king. That's why this position is better for black. Okay, here white tries to shut down the diagonal by playing e4. And guys, to win this position, here black have to just find the move knight to h5, creating pressure over the f4 pawn, and if white captured the knight, now comes rook takes d3, and you can see that in the next move black will bring his rook on d2, creating immense pressure over this second rank, and this position is completely winning for black. After the move e4, okay, rook at a goes to c8, taking control over the c file, and now white pushed his pawn further. But guys, this move is a huge mistake because now black have to find this move knight to g4 with the idea of bishop to b6 check and then knight to f2 check. And if white captured the knight, then black will capture the bishop by his rook and wins the game. But guys, after the move e5, instead of knight to g4, here uh, black gives a check from his bishop, and after king moves knight to g4 with the idea of queen to h4 and then queen to h2 mate. And guys, let me tell you something, that to defend this position, bishop takes h7 will not work, because after king takes h7, queen takes g4. Now black will play rook to d2, and to defend this position, white have to lose his rook. And guys, some of you might be thinking that what if here white played h3, but guys, in this position, if white played h3, then black will play this god level move, rook takes d3, sacrificing the rook. And here the best move for white is to capture the knight instead of this rook, because suppose if white captured the rook, now comes queen to h4, and clearly you can see that in the next move black will bring his knight to f2 and white will be in a huge trouble. Okay, so in the actual game, after the move knight to g4, here bishop to e4 by white, a good move, trying to exchange this dangerous bishop, but here black brings his queen on h4, creating a checkmate threat. And to defend this, the best move is to play h3, but guys, white blunders and played g3. Why this move is a blunder? Because in this position, Akiba Rubinstein sacrificed his rook as well as the queen, because this is because after white captured the queen, now again in this position, you might be shocked that here Rubinstein sacrifices another rook, and here supposed if white captured the knight by queen takes g4, then comes bishop takes e4 check, rook to f3, rook takes f3, and in the next move white will be get checkmated. Okay, so but in the real game, after the move rook to d2, he captured the captured the rook, but now comes bishop takes e4 check, and to defend this, the only move is queen to g2, and the final move by Rubinstein is rook to h3. And in this position, George resigned, because in the next move, black is threatening to take on h2 with his rook, which can't be defended by the white queen. What an amazing god level game by Akiba Rubinstein. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button for more because it motivates me a lot. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.